Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. It's called Stop the Internet Podcast. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Erin.
I don't know what we're talking about today.
What? Here I was excited for a surprise theme, and there's just not even a theme.
Well, I think the theme might be I'm never trusting anyone ever again, ever.
Oh my God, that's so good for me because I literally don't trust anyone about anything.
Yeah. Today I saw a TikTok and this guy was like, just so you know, if you ever want to date a man, anytime any man is ready to date a woman, he will date any woman that's in front of him. And all the comments were like, this is true.
That is so true.
And it's the same with marriage. And I was like, I hate that.
That is crazy. I don't know what that has to do with trusting someone.
Well, it's just that I am now going to have trust issues that the person that, you know, if somebody ever does want to date me, I'm going to be like, do you just want to date me because I'm here in front of you? Right. Or do you want to date me because you like me?
So I have different trust issues in relationships. Like my last relationship was many, it was years. And I just like, if at the 2-year mark, at the 4-year mark here and there would just like look at him and be like, I still don't know that you're not a murderer.
I think about that all the time. Like, if you think about it, most boyfriends and girlfriends are just random strangers. Like, this is a random stranger. It's weird.
Right. Like you, I've known since you were out the womb. Maybe a couple hours later, they let me come see you. But someone else I could date for 6 years, and there's still someone I just picked up off the street.
I think about that all the time. Like, isn't it weird to think about when does someone go from being a stranger to then not being a stranger?
Right.
Like, that's so weird. Like, do you actually ever know someone?
No. And also, like, why do I mean, maybe I don't want to say it. No, it's not a men versus women thing because I have a lot of very close male friends that I trust that I've probably known even shorter durations of, like, my last relationship. And I still don't think they're going to murder me. And it's wild because I'm like, I don't trust any man that I date. Like, he might murder me. But, like, I don't look at Rebecca and think, like, what if she just decides one day she's going to murder me? Like, she's also someone I haven't known since out the womb.
Wait, that's so true because when there's the element of like romance or romantic feelings, I feel like that changes people and it makes them crazy. Or like people have these like scary like serial killer thoughts about people they're in romantic relationships with more than people they're not.
And why is it only romance? Like, but like it's not. It like can be for friends. Like the Amanda Knox roommate thing. Like, you know, that whole crazy story, the girl who went overseas.
Yeah, but that's not proven.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like a whole crazy story. But did someone kill their friend? Like, do people kill friends? I watched plenty of horror movies in my lifetime where like the crazy roommate like you know wants to take over the best friend's life, whatever. But like and. That's even more to the point. Why do you just trust this random person that you got placed in a dorm room with freshman year?
Oh my God, no. That's terrifying. I've never done that. I've never done random roommate. It's so scary.
Yeah, no, I know. Actually,
no, I think people kill romantic partners more than they kill friends, though.
No, but they do. But I'm saying why? Like, because I feel like I love my friends just as much. I guess it's just the type of feeling.
Romantic love, like, alters your brain chemistry. That's why, like, when you catch feelings, like you just act different. Like,
yeah, you're like you're crazy.
Yeah, like you're literally crazy. Like the thoughts that go through my head when I experience romantic interest in someone
is like serial killer thoughts.
No, but I'm just like, why am I not that they're bad? I'm just like, dude, you are down bad right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do you care about this person this much? And it like leads to like a lot of breakups, especially will lead to like panic attacks and like anxiety to the point where you're losing weight. And it's like romantic love just like changes your brain chemistry. I really think it does. And that's why Taylor Swift says, don't blame me, love made me crazy. If it doesn't, you ain't doing it right. And I feel like that's true.
I know. But so then also, what about the like husbands who kill their wives and children? But then they don't kill themselves.
I think there's a lot going on there, and all the cases could be different. I mean, who knows?
I guess It's just different to me, like the ones that are like murder-suicide.
Yeah.
They're because they like did a thing where they like snapped, whatever. But the ones that like kill their whole families, but then think they can get away with it. It's like, what are we doing here, buddy? You really thought that everyone in your household could just
Yeah, I think that's different. I feel like that's like a level of mental illness that I will never understand.
In a sense, isn't all murder a mental illness because you think taking a life is normal?
Well, I think some people don't think it's normal, but some people act in the heat of a moment.
But I think that in and of itself, I'm not defending murders by any means.
I am. Just kidding.
I'm not defending murderers by any means, but like I can get so angry to the point where I want to blow up. But then the guy next to me gets so angry to the point where he actually murders someone. So like that in and of itself is a totally different, that's like a mental illness that I don't have because I'm not going to kill someone.
No, yet. I agree. But I'm just saying that there's different levels to it. Like sometimes people kill their partner because they have like resentment that turns into anger, that turns into rage, that turns into violent rage. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I'm also not a criminal psychologist. Erin's like, well, why did they kill him? And I'm like, I can't tell you
I could do a whole episode on just like picking apart like murderers.
I know. I don't like that idea. I feel like it's almost weird how much
we glorify murder.
Yeah, and how much pop culture content is centered around true crime. Like, I feel like that's not something that we should be giving our energy to.
It's certainly not a good thing to be showing, like, our children and, like, you know, giving people ideas of how to kidnap someone or how, I don't know. Yeah. I watched a scary movie last night and it just, if anything, gave me an idea of how to kidnap someone.
Yeah,
that I would have never thought of before.
It's so weird, too, that, I don't know, I think also your thoughts are your reality. So if you're always feeding your brain, like, true crime, murder, like, kidnapping, like, those are not positive thoughts.
Yeah.
And a lot of people feel that way about horror movies. And I know that a lot of people choose to never watch horror movies because it just changes the way your brain works. Like,
is that why I'm so fricked? Because I love murder?
Maybe. I used to love horror movies too. I still do. I love a psychological thriller. I could watch one any day, any time. Yeah. But I do feel like the more I watch, the more anxiety I have.
We are.
Yeah. No, I really feel like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not a good thing that, like, I'm very confident in saying, like, I could get away from a kidnapper or murderer or get out of a situation because I've seen every movie there is to say. It's probably not a good thing. But in a sense, it feels like a good thing because I know what
Wait, speaking of, I kind of have this idea of doing an episode or like a YouTube video or something where, what?
I'm like talking about murder and kidnapping. No, and you're like, and you're like, speaking of, I have an idea.
Well, no.
Are we going to murder and kidnap someone?
No, I want to do a video with someone that's like a detective or a police officer where I ask them, give me all the information you can about kidnapping, how to escape, what do you do if someone attacks you, if someone takes you, like what you should do, who should you call, or what do you do if you don't have a phone? Like, I would love to learn that because I feel like that would help so many people. And also, like, what are a few tactics that like human traffickers use, and how should you act if someone approached you and said X, Y, or Z?
Speaking of, you want to hear something really scary? Sorry,
really.
Quick side note that I was gonna say when you're talking about like this like safety thing. It's such a good idea. My sorority sisters, like, we did a big personal defense class in college, and it was just like important, right?
Yeah.
But something scary I absolutely have to tell everyone because we're in the Philadelphia area. The King of Prussia Mall.
Oh my God.
The biggest mall in the country. King of Prussia, like the town, is the capital of sex trafficking in Pennsylvania.
It's terrifying.
It's really, really bad there.
Yeah.
The police department in that township has a whole human trafficking unit.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
It's terrifying.
Your local township doesn't have that.
I have so many thoughts about this. One is that I'll say where I went to college, they had self-defense for women as a class, but it was an elective. So obviously seniors have first pick at the elective. So that class would always fill up. every single semester.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they should have been offering that class for free, and they should have been encouraging every single freshman girl to take it so that she learns it first few months on campus.
That should definitely be a freshman
elective. Yeah, like why is it a privilege to learn self-defense? Okay, second thing is 2 of my friends got into the class senior year, second semester, which is like, of course, great time when we just like fought for our lives throughout college, but that's a different topic. Anyway, they said that the number one tip that they gave, and most people can do this, is if someone is approaching you on the street, what is the most powerful thing that you have against them?
I don't know.
Your voice. So if you're walking down the street and someone's following you, someone crosses the street to get closer to you, anything, start yelling. Like if you're walking alone, turn to the side of you and yell at nothing and be like, get out of my face, like stop talking to me, like get away from me. I hate to use the word crazy or insane, but literally act crazy. Like act like, this is so sad to say, but it's true. And this is what self-defense teachers tell people. Act like you are mentally unwell. Act like you are seeing things that aren't there. Like you're hearing voices in your head. People don't want to kidnap a crazy person. Right. They want to kidnap a normal girl who doesn't see anything coming, who's not going to fight back, who they're going to catch off guard. And it's like, even if that person that's approaching you or following you, even if they didn't have the intention to kidnap you or hurt you at all, what's the worst that could happen? You look like a weirdo for 10 seconds to someone that you're never going to see again.
Right.
But if that tactic turns somebody off from hurting you,
then it worked.
Yeah. So use your voice.
Wait, real quick, I have to tell a funny side story about that, like turning and like yelling at no one. I work in the city of Philadelphia, and there's, you know, I hate to say it, but there are crazy people all over.
Yeah.
And I work in the center of many, many busy hospitals because Philadelphia has a ton of huge hospitals. So when I walk to and from work, to and from getting lunch, there's 10 million people all over the sidewalk dressed in like scrubs, like medical gear, whatever. You can't walk to like Wawa and back without passing at least 50 people in scrubs. I was walking to lunch one day, and on my way back, I was by myself, but in like the daylight, never felt unsafe, you know, around where I work. And there's a quote unquote crazy person standing like on the sidewalk, like near where I was grabbing my food. And he's just looking around at all the people, like the hustle and bustle buzzing by, and he's like, I tell you, there are so many mother frickers in scrubs. I am so sick of it. And he's yelling at no one, like punching the brick wall of like a random hospital.
That's sad.
No, it's sad, but he's like, you know what? I'm gonna frick up the next mother fricker who walks by me in scrubs. Do you want to know who the next person to walk by him in scrubs was? This girl. And I was like, I booked it. I was like, I'm gonna, you know, in broad daylight in the city of Philadelphia, in a hustle and bustle area, I have never felt scared. Like, I really just feel like I'm okay there. And I was like, I'm the next motherfucker in scrubs. This is how I go.
It's like sad for the guy too.
I know.
But
I mean, it's so sad. And like you see these people all over the city all the time. Like anyone in the city of any city is going to tell you. You see it, you're used to it. But this one man, I was like, this is it. The scrubs put him over the edge.
Oh my God,
I was like, this is how I go.
It's so scary. It's so sad that people that need help like can't get help.
I know.
So it makes me like really, I almost like feel bad like laughing because I'm like, he didn't choose that life.
Like, I'm not laughing at him.
No, I know.
I'm
it is funny that
me for being the next motherfucker in scrubs to walk by him.
That is an interesting choice that he made to be mad about. Yeah.
But I guess like if you're going to be mad about there being too much of something, there's
they are all over.
Too many people. They're just like bugs walking around.
Okay, should we get into the meat of it?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Let's start with this. My 19 female boyfriend, 24 male, doctored how we met.
Oh, it's like Taylor Swift, like, I'm a mastermind.
Yeah.
Honey, we already knew you were a mastermind.
I, 19 female, have a boyfriend, 24 male, of almost 2 years, who I'll call Ty for the sake of the post. We met in a special situation, but it always felt so perfect. Like the setup for how we met was almost like a cheesy rom-com. Basically, I was supposed to meet with another guy I met on a dating website for a coffee, but he stood me up. Luckily, Ty came up to me when I texted my supposed date-to-be that I was about to leave. By that point, I had been waiting for about an hour and a half, if that's relevant. Ty and I had an amazing conversation, and it only got better from there. But I recently found out that he sort of doctored the situation, as he put it.
He was the catfish on the internet.
The original guy I was supposed to meet with didn't actually exist. It was all Ty. Apparently, he saw my account and he just had to get to know me, even though he apparently only used Tinder as a joke. So rather than admit that and talk to me normally, he decided to study up on me. What am I, a fucking exam? So that when he really met me, it'd be easy. He's always said how it wasn't easy for him, and he never felt he would find his person because of his mental health issues. I only found out because this idiot still uses the profile as a joke, and I saw a notification on his phone. I admit, when I found out, I went off on him. I said a lot I am not proud of, like telling him he needs to get back on his meds if he thinks this is okay, telling him his mother raised him better than that, etc. I know he is wrong for what he did, so I don't want to forgive him, but he brought up how it was a long time ago, and he only did it because he wanted me to love him. I feel like those are good points. Now he's begging me to forgive him, but I don't know if it's Sorry, I don't know why I think this is funny. Now he's begging me to forgive him, but I don't know if it's healthy to move on from a situation like this so quickly. So now I'm asking, what would be the best way to handle a situation like this?
I personally, this is really hard because I love the show Catfish and I live for the idea of catching a catfish. But he kind of didn't catfish you to catfish you. People catfish in the sense that they never think that they're going to meet the person because they know it's all fake. He knew he was doing this to meet her. He did this whole plan. So I don't want to be mad at him for being a catfish, but also what kind of twisted game are you playing, buddy? I'm so torn over this.
I am torn too because at first I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? That's scary behavior from a person. But then at the same time, I'm like, people do wow, I am really giving people the benefit of the doubt recently. I think people do make mistakes, and that's extremely weird behavior. But let's say somebody did catfish somebody else, and then they apologized, and they were like if it was a friend.
Yeah.
And because we've all heard the stories of friends catfishing friends, on the show and whatnot.
Oh, on the show? I was
not in my life.
I was like, which of our friends are catfishing people?
No, I didn't say my friends. I said I've heard of friends doing it.
Okay.
Where I've read it on Reddit too, where people catfish their friend. Why is beyond me, but people do it. So if it was your friend, I'm sure that it has happened that a friend has forgiven their friend for that and they've moved on. But I find it weird that the guy never was going to tell her. She only found out.
He could have told her on the second date or something. Oh, just so you know, it was all an elaborate plan. Make it lighthearted.
Or he could say, I had this profile as a joke. I don't even know why, but then I saw you and I was like, holy shit, changed my mind about that. I don't know, but that's not what's true though.
Right.
He actually was using it.
Not manipulative, but he manipulated the situation. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so weird. It almost feels like he's insecure with himself because he can't admit that he wants to use Tinder for what it's intended for.
Right. And also, he sounds a little bit gaslighty-y in the fact that he was I did it because I wanted you to love me. I don't care why you did it. Abusive people do things because they're quote-unquote in love.
Yeah.
I don't care why you did that. It wasn't a good thing to do. People, and like you said, people make mistakes. We can forgive and move past. But, if you're actively dating this person, you're still seeing his profile ping on his phone.
No.
Nope.
I feel like that's worse than him being shady one day 2 years ago. But
wait, it's been 2 years and he's still on this profile?
Well, they've been dating for almost 2 years. So, yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I feel like that's worse, honestly. But, okay, the fact that he catfished you, it kind of doesn't make sense either because he talked to you on Tinder, on the app, on texting, whatever. And he pretended to be somebody else. And his reasoning for that was he wanted to study up on you.
No.
Because he wanted it to be easier to talk to you.
Mm-mm. And that's
But that doesn't make sense, because how would pretending to be somebody else make it easy? Like, he's still gaining the same information, whether she thinks his name is Ty or not.
It's supposed to be like he met her with knowing nothing about her.
Oh, okay.
And they just hit it off, and everything was so perfect.
Ew, that's worse. That's worse.
That's what I was just going to say. If anything, that's like horrifying to me.
Okay,
to meet someone on the internet and they're like studying up on me.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
It's giving Joe Goldberg.
Like, yeah, you can like Google me, like whatever, like, oh, you just see what, what.
No.
I guess you can Google me, like what I put out publicly is public. Okay, fine. Okay. But to like really get to know me and like the nitty gritty and be like, oh, I was studying up on you. Nope. No,
that's
thank
so
you.
Weird.
No.
Ew.
Like what's on the internet is public knowledge. That's fine. Google me. But what is in like my conversation, or like, God forbid you like really want to get to know me and you reach out to like my sister or my friend and you're like, oh, what is that? No. Don't even, no. You don't need to know anything about me.
Okay, I didn't put together the fact that he wanted to approach a stranger, but he already knew information about her.
That's horrifying.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. Okay. I don't know how I didn't get that at first.
Oh my God.
Don't come for me in the comments, please. Okay. No, I think it's very scary. Okay, so let's say this happened to you and now you're in this relationship. Everything else is perfect. I love playing this like everything's perfect except this.
Like he's what if an 8, but
let's say he's a 10. Personality, looks,
relationships
everything.
A 10.
Yeah, like this
everything's perfect.
Yeah, your goals align. You have the same hobbies, same interests. You vibe together easily. Everything's easy.
But it's only because he studied you.
Well, how much do you get to know someone on Tinder or texting?
I don't
before
know.
Like,
we don't know how long they talk.
Yeah,
like
but
they could have literally talked for 3 months, and he could have asked her questions every day to get to know her.
That's true. So everything's perfect in your dream life, except this person did this to you.
I think that I probably couldn't get past it. I think that it's like when you like at first glance, like if it just hit me like, oh my God, this person did this to me, I'd be like, all right, like we can move past this. But then I would probably sleep on it and think about how it is actually manipulative and creepy. And like I've said it before and I'll say it again, like when these are the surface level things, what else is going through this person's mind?
True.
Like they've got this kind of, and like obviously there's something else going on if she's saying, oh, he needs to get back on his meds. Like he actually does have something going on that he's not taking care of. Yeah. And that's not safe for you.
That's a good point. I don't think I can top that one. You guys, I am a hopeless romantic. So part of me is like, if everything was perfect.
And he did it for you to get to know you and love you. No, I get it. I definitely get the like, if this was in a movie, that's so cute that he did that.
No, it's not. In a movie, I'm like, hell no. I'm talking if it was me. I'm really trying to use my personal experience to be like, okay, it's this person, but this happened with them. And I'm like, okay, this perfect person that I'm in love with, plus this horrible thing. Like, really think about that, because it's very easy to sit here and be like, well, they can dump them. Yeah. But, like, if it was actually you,
it's so hard.
I think it depends on the person. I really do.
It's so hard to actually put yourself in the situation, though. Like, for example, today, one of my coworkers and I were talking about another girl that we know's situation, how she might have to move for her boyfriend's school. And she was like, my coworker was asking me, like, if that was you right now, like, would you move? And I was like, well, I don't know. I'd have to like really be in the situation. She's like, no, but like imagine you're in the situation. Like you have your current job. You're currently in your school, like whatever. This is you and you're dating someone that you love so much that you have to move for them. And I was like, well, unfortunately, I can't put myself in that situation because I don't know how that feels. I just don't know. So I really couldn't, because this was someone who's married asking me my opinion on this.
Yeah, that's
and I
so
was
different.
like, well, you know how it feels to know that you're going to spend the rest of your life with someone and have to make this decision. I don't know what that feels like to have to make a decision knowing I have to be with this person for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's not something, those aren't shoes that I've tried on before. Yeah. I don't know.
I know. And it's like, if this was me in this situation, I'm like, it would just be so hard. I feel like we'll just cut this OP some slack because it is so hard to leave a relationship that you are happy in. Yeah. Even if something that they do is so absurd or like such a non-negotiable. And that is why, I'm not justifying it, I'm just giving the reasoning. That is why people stay with cheaters.
Right.
Or partners that do things that are just as bad as cheating.
Right. And it's also, you know, not that like, I hate to be like, oh, time heals all wounds and we've moved on. But this happened 2 years ago and they've probably grown together so much since then that it's hard to think like, well, if this happened yesterday, I can be mad about it and whatever. Yeah. But it's been 2 years and I've grown to love you and we've built a foundation. Like, that's a totally different situation.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's also how I was saying, like, it's hard to leave a relationship. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't. Like,
it's just
this.
Hard.
Yeah, exactly.
We do hard things every day.
But, like, wow, that was so inspirational. So true. But I think it's really easy for people on Reddit to be like, girl, dump him immediately.
Like us.
Yeah, that's why I'm just trying to give people the benefit of the doubt a little bit more than maybe I did in the past. Because now I'm like, I don't know, just thinking about people that I have felt romantically for. And I'm like, damn, okay, like giving people up that you feel that strongly for is so hard.
Right. Absolutely.
So I understand why people choose to not give it up. Mm-hmm. But sometimes the hard thing is the right thing. And in this situation, I seriously don't know. I'm going to leave it at undecided.
I would love to take a poll. Like, if you are listening to this on any platform that commenting is available, whether it's at
Spotify, YouTube. Yeah.
Can you comment on Spotify?
Yes, I think so.
Oh my God.
I think they changed their platform. I'll add a question to you can add polls and questions to the episode.
Yeah, just like, would you leave this situation if your partner had done this to you? Yes or no?
And I'd be very curious to hear from people that are in relationships with people that they love for the past 2 years.
Time frame.
Yeah. And see what people would say.
Well, let me put it this way. If this was my last relationship that I was in for well over 2 years, I don't think I would have left him for this reason.
I agree. I agree. Is that insane? I would have left him
for this reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I found that out after dating someone that I love for 3 years or 2 years, is that horrible? I don't think I would either.
Yeah.
But it's easy to say that now.
Right. Like, I'm not in this situation. So maybe when I was still in the relationship and had that like burning, passionate love, and then this made me that mad, maybe it would be different. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know. And please tell us your answers.
Yeah. Agreed.
Next.
Caught that my date is a fake doctor. Sorry for my English. English is not my first language. I, 31 female, met this man, 35 male, 3 months ago via a dating app, and we exchanged Instagrams and kept talking. He introduced himself to me as an associate professor and cardiology doctor. And he had his photos in hospital wearing scrubs, even his name with title and department name on it. Photos with colleagues and patients in the hospital. Sharing medical advice, showing photos and explanations of surgeries on his account. He has 40K followers on his account.
What?
He even showed me his hospital work card. When you look at his whole profile, you have no doubt to say he is a doctor. Oh my God. Ew.
Talk about being committed to a bit.
It's giving Dirty John. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We have just met for 2 times last month. We had 2 nice dates. We've never got intimate, but he was always bringing the topic up. And I kept telling him that I need time to get to know him better, etc. He was persuasive, but I was pushing him off. Last week, he posted 2 photos on his Instagram, and the photos looked weird to me. That brought a doubt to me. First, I Googled his name and couldn't find any single academic paper with his name written on it. Then I started to scroll and check every single pic that he shared. That moment, I was shocked, completely shocked. He photoshopped himself onto the photos he shared with patients. Photoshopped himself on Congress stages, like making a... What's Congress?
Congress.
Wait, like the government?
Yes.
Stop.
Like medical people go like present to the government.
Oh my God. What?
The Congress.
Wait, the way that she wrote it, I was like...
He photoshopped himself into Congress.
I didn't even think she meant our United States Congress because I thought that would be too absurd. Yeah. But that's actually what this man did. Okay. He photoshopped himself on Congress stages, like making presentations of academic work. That is so easy to fact check. Like, where does this man get off thinking he'll get away with this? Insane. Okay.
Oh my God.
I asked a friend who used to work at the hospital about their working cards. My friend had a picture of his friend currently working there as a doctor, and he sent it to me. My date's work card was fake. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
When I checked comments under his photos, I could see that he had another account where he is answering himself, but he forgot to delete them. So the same account becomes another doctor, nurse or doctor from another branch. He even makes medical comments from that account.
So he changes his like front. He changes his character. Like,
I feel like he just has multiple accounts. And he'll go and comment from other accounts, but sometimes he forgets to log into the other accounts.
So it's himself commenting.
Yeah, so he will be on his main account commenting on his main account because in his mind he thinks he's on his nurse's account commenting on his main account.
So he's not even good at this.
No.
Oh.
Okay. He made and bought scrubs for himself and wore and made photos with those scrubs. He had pictures of himself at an intense care unit with his doctor-style clothes. Then I thought he might not be a doctor, but working in a hospital.
Fair.
Because obviously he has the right to access these areas in hospitals. But I wanted to be sure to get evidence, so I called the hospital that he said he is working at.
Wait, pause right there, real quick. If this all was true and you just called someone's work, that's a little bit like, okay, but continue.
I don't think that's that weird. We read a story months ago and it got cut from the episodes, but there was a situation where somebody was stalking someone and they called a school and they were like, is there a teacher with the name of X, Y, and Z?
True.
And I remember your first reaction was like, you can't just call a school. And I was like,
I'm saying
you can though. You really can.
No, you can, but like I'm saying it's a little bit crazy.
I don't think it is. I think with all this evidence piling up, I think
guess once you have all this evidence.
Yeah, I think the most reasonable thing to do is call the hospital before you like start this whole fight with them.
Yeah.
Because also sometimes people just get paranoid and like freak themselves out even if they trust the person. So I feel like calling and just being like, is there a doctor named Dr. whatever working there? And they'll just say yes or no. And then that will either put your mind at ease or prove yourself right.
They don't know it's like you calling.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. You're not like, this is his girlfriend.
Yeah, well, no. Okay, all right.
No,
continue.
yeah, I know. Okay. The hospital said we don't have this doctor working in our hospital. I was shocked. I called the Cardiology Association of my country and they said that they don't have this person in their data. I called the Doctors Association to be sure and they said we don't have this person as a doctor. When I wanted to say to both associations, then there is a person who is using this doctor's name and I wanted to report his actions. Both associations said that they can't do anything if this person is not an actual doctor. He even made posts that he was invited by famous YouTube channels. I checked YouTube channels and there was nothing about him. After this, I called my lawyer to ask what I can do legally to him because this person is using a fake ID on social media and maybe harming women and people. And my lawyer said since I didn't get harm from this person, nothing will happen to him.
Ugh.
If he doesn't prescribe a medicine or see me in a clinic, that means there is no harm. The public prosecutors can check the file, case, and evidence, but if that person says, oh, I was just having fun, he would get no fine or penalty. And my lawyer advised me that I get away from him because his acts are not a crime according to the law. But he said I can report him to a health ministry because obviously he is working in a hospital or has access to get into a hospital, even intensive care units. Intensive care unit pics weren't photoshopped. But if I do it now and break up with him, he would know that I am doing it. This made me mad and sad. And because of his Photoshop skills, I am scared to confront his lies to him. He can basically Photoshop my face on a naked woman body or give my number on escort websites. Ugh. If he creates this much lie, I am sure he will have no doubt to harm me. That would be a crime.
Right.
At least in the United States.
Yeah.
But I want him to pay what he does. I am sure that I am not the only person which he is talking to after I saw this. He is doing that for hunting women or more other things. I feel lucky that I caught this and understood that he is a horrible person. So my plan is I will act as an idiot and stop meeting him and distance myself from him. After, when I'd be forgotten, I will report him to the health ministry. I don't trust my country's legal system, and I don't believe they can protect me from him. But I have a feeling I am not doing the right thing, and this stressed me out. I don't even know how to act when he texts or calls me. I would like to hear your advice. I really need it. Thank you very much. Wait, this is making me think about all the doctors you see on like TikTok and YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Are they real?
A lot of them are.
I think a lot of them are. I love Mama Dr. Jones. She's a YouTuber. She's so smart. Love her. This is terrifying. The guy is crazy. Horrifying. The guy is crazy and scary. No.
This is dirty John.
No.
Like this is literally the story of Dirty John.
I don't like it.
This is horrifying. And like I hate to say like, oh, run while you can and not do the right thing, because obviously the right thing is to report this somewhere where you can stop him from hurting other people.
Yeah.
But like it is in her own safety and like best interest to like cut it off, run, and then worry about it later on, because she needs to protect herself. Like, obviously this man is crazy. And like you have to be careful. You have to worry about yourself.
Yeah, I feel like I would do what she said, distance yourself peacefully, and just act like an idiot so that he doesn't have anger towards you. And then, like OP said, once it's been long enough that she's forgotten, I think I would make a fake account and I would try to start exposing him. Like,
That's
I would
I
would make a TikTok account with a fake number or fake email address, and then use the voice filter and put my eyes and mouth over, you know how people can like make themselves into an orange or something on TikTok? Yeah. I would do that, fake everything, and then just start an exposure campaign on this guy and just try to spread the word. If I had time. Like, who knows if OP would even have time to do that.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, this is horrifying. Like, people definitely lie about their, especially if you meet them on the internet, they can lie about who they are, what they do, which is like why it's so like important to like, well, so here we talk about this in the last story. I was like, yeah, look me up on the internet, but don't like really get to know me. You know what? You should look everyone up on the internet. And if you can't find their medical license, like,
is that public knowledge?
I don't, my nursing license is.
Okay.
I don't know for doctors. I'm not a doctor, but come on, there's no person that like you can't Google that like has a practice, or like you find where if he's working at a hospital system, he is somewhere on that hospital's website.
I feel like it would almost be against hospital policy, because yes, you can make any random Instagram account and say, I'm a doctor, because you're not actually seeing patients.
But
like, you're not acting as a medical professional. But I think if you're seeing patients and impersonating a doctor, that would be different. So it sucks that she lives in a country that maybe doesn't have the best government to protect her, because I feel like in the US, if patients see his online presence and then they go and see him in a hospital setting, it could be argued.
What do you think he does?
I don't know. I mean, I don't understand hospitals, but I feel like if you saw this guy's Instagram and then you saw him in scrubs walking around a hospital, it could be argued that he's impersonating a doctor. Like, it would be very easy to confuse him with a doctor in the patient's eyes. And I feel like that could be a crime if there was a good lawyer to figure out what the crime would be or whatever.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. I just think, like, from OP's perspective, like, before even meeting someone, like, just Google them. Well, like, you can find their LinkedIn. If they're not a social media person, you can find their LinkedIn. If they're really a doctor and they work for a hospital system, you're going to find something just proving that they are who they say they are. You might only find his Instagram that, like, has his name. But like, you would have to find something about what he actually does somewhere.
Okay, very interesting point to that. There's this book that I don't know the name of, but I mentioned it on like the first or second episode. But the whole plot of the book is about the fact that in society, humans are wired to automatically believe someone and assume that other people are telling the truth. And if it was the opposite, like if humans were wired to assume that people were lying to them, society wouldn't be able to function. Yeah. So if you go on someone's Instagram and you see that they have 40,000 followers and they have photos of themselves in a hospital.
A lot.
Yeah, like it's not our first thought to be like, oh, let me Google him to make sure that he's not impersonating a doctor and photoshopping all of his photos and lying to 40,000 people online. I guess that's very reasonable to not have that thought.
Yes, I guess me saying Google him is like, I'm thinking of like if you know nothing about him, but if you have his social media and he has 40,000 followers, like you're gonna trust it.
I know.
You're right.
That's why I feel like I don't want to trust anyone.
I literally don't trust anyone. I question everyone. I'll Google you. I don't care. I'll say it. I'll Google you.
I guess
me. I don't care.
It is important to not trust people fully, obviously, when you're dating them. But I feel like this is a good example of we shouldn't just trust every piece of information that we see online without checking it and it being backed by credible sources.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure that there's 40,000 people that follow him that when he posts something, they're like, oh, well, a doctor said this, and they're believing
Yeah,
him.
and not saying I'm on any side. Well, everyone knows what side I'm on generally because I work in medicine. I'm not saying I'm on either side of this, but the prime example was when the COVID vaccine came out. The polar opposites of people on both ends of things saying, like, you should or you shouldn't get it for these reasons.
Yeah.
And all of that reasoning was fake. Like, come on, people. If you're not in scientific research, you should not have an opinion one way or the other.
Yeah, that's what I said on the episode with Trisha where we talked about unexplained occurrences and like religion and beliefs and faith.
Don't do your own research.
We were like, do your own research. Like, question things. That's okay. And I'm like, just to clarify, don't do your own research when it comes to medical information. You can absolutely do
your own research. You cannot do your research on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You can do your research in journals and peer-reviewed articles. If you're going to read about something, read about it. Don't watch a video on it. Don't read a tweet on it. Look up a journal article, something that's scholarly, peer-reviewed, and written by someone who knows what they're talking about and actually did the research before you form your opinion, and especially before you give your opinion to other people and try to convince them of your opinion.
Facts.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's so many people, whatever your argument is, both ways, for or against it, and all they get their information off of is Twitter. And it's like, come on, do a little research. If you're going to convince me one way or the other, give me actual proof, not Twitter proof.
Yes. Agreed.
Sorry, that's a hill I will die on.
Yes. So I feel like we got it out. Any final thoughts on what OP should do? Doctor situation?
Run for the hills. I feel bad saying that.
I love her idea that she has for herself.
She has a good idea. Yeah. I fully support her. I definitely think that like exposing him somehow is the way to go. But this is just like terrifying. This is just like a story that I feel like any woman on a serious dating app, like really looking for something, needs to hear, to just like put that little, like drop that pin in their head that to think like, I really should look into someone before I believe everything.
Yes, exactly. This only had 2 comments. I guess it kind of got buried on Reddit, but the top, isn't that crazy? The top comment was report him to Instagram that he's pretending to be a doctor.
Oh.
I think that's a great idea because Instagram does have rules, even if your government doesn't.
Fun fact, real quick. I didn't know this about Instagram. If you are a registered sex offender, you can't have an Instagram. If Instagram has proof, like if someone reports and they like know for a fact they'll shut down your account.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Love that.
Yeah, someone just told me that.
The other comment.
Well, someone told me that.
I know. I always come on here and I'm like, here's a fact that I didn't fact check. So maybe it's
someone
not true.
told me that. I don't know if it's true.
The other comment, Erin will appreciate. He must be one of those Redditors who suddenly became an ER physician in April of 2020.
No, we're not getting into it, but like actually, that is literally. Can you like that message for me, please?
Oh my gosh, wow. Let's keep them coming.
Hit me with a good one.
The whole wedding turned out to be just an elaborate lie.
Oh my God.
Last Christmas, my partner's brother proposed to his sweetie.
Ew, cancel the wedding.
You know what? I'm not reading this. He selected his teenage daughter, not my partner, to be the best man. Best daughter? Super adorable. However, she ultimately declined because she hates her future stepmom, who will henceforth be referred to as Bridezilla. Okay, so basically the groom is OP's brother-in-law. So my brother-in-law asks my partner to be the best man. My partner hates Bridezilla and questions his brother's sanity, but we're all entitled to our own choices, so of course he's supportive. He's always really wanted to be a best man because he's always wanted to give a speech in front of a crowd. I told him he should...
That's why he wants to support someone on their wedding day?
I love that.
Just to give a speech? Honey, you could put your face on an Instagram at Congress on stage.
Yeah.
Come on.
She said, I told him he should probably just join Toastmasters if this is his ambition.
Seriously.
What is Toastmasters?
I don't know, but my ex-boyfriend used to do it at work, and they would like present at the office for like their co-workers and their like superiors and stuff.
Toastmasters International is a U.S. headquartered nonprofit educational organization that operates clubs worldwide for the purpose of promoting communication, public speaking, and leadership.
Yeah, they just
that would be perfect for him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna call the brother-in-law groom because I feel like it's confusing me.
Yeah.
Then he finds out that I'm not invited to the wedding. Apparently, my in-laws don't like me. What did I ever do? I recall groom and I getting on quite well because even though we have nothing else in common, he at least appreciates my sense of humor. This causes a lot of contention in our relationship. The in-laws all mass unfriended me on Facebook one day, which was super bewildering.
How old are we?
I don't know. Partner decides he's still going and I can just chill at his mom's house that day because you can't disappoint family. Hello, I'm family too. In the meantime, months pass and my partner keeps bugging groom and the rest of the family about when is the wedding? We need to buy plane tickets. Oh, sometime in May, no date set yet. It's now February, still no date. Finally, he talks to his mother about the wedding and me not being invited and gets the full story. Apparently, Bridezilla and my in-laws had a talk about us after our visit last summer and decided we suck because we're white collar and they're blue collar. It's not that we're snobby or anything. They just don't like our vibe. They hate our clothing, they hate our hobbies, hate the fact that we don't watch TV or read comic books, hate that we went to university and have interesting careers, and they think it's ridiculous that we don't eat fast food and we go to the gym often.
Ugh, how horrid of you.
Those are all really normal things.
That's like, what?
But I will say, not doing those things, also normal.
They're all just
but
totally
all of these
average
things are normal,
yeah.
They simply just can't relate to us. They can't shut my partner out because he's family, but I'm an in-law. The only person who likes me is our niece. Bridezilla was the one who raised the first pitchfork, too. Mother-in-law now feels bad about jumping on the bandwagon back then and decides to talk to Bridezilla about how you don't just shut out the best man's spouse, no matter how much you don't like her. The only thing I really have going against me is that I'm a bit shy and quiet around them, and they think I'm a picky eater. It's not like I'm inclined to get drunk and dance on tables at weddings or any other awful personality flaws like that.
Okay, that's not that awful of a personality
Getting
flaw.
drunk and dancing on tables, that is not necessarily a bad thing. Okay. Wait, I think it's funny that mother-in-law is like, you can't shut out best man's spouse no matter how much you don't like her. Shouldn't mother-in-law be saying, you don't have a reason to not like her? Yeah, like, you shouldn't be encouraging her not liking her. She didn't do anything.
Right.
And it's like, I get that not everyone likes everyone or not everyone's going to be best friends with everyone, but to not invite your family member to a wedding, that's ridiculous.
That close of a family member.
Yeah.
Because I get not everyone is close with their whole family, but like your best man's
brother's
wife.
Yeah.
Your brother's wife.
And it's just because, we don't like her personality because we don't have any of the same hobbies as her.
Because she goes to the gym and she doesn't read comics.
Yeah, like what?
And we don't like her clothes.
Like there's a lot of people in life that I will not be best friends with because we just don't have the same hobbies or interests, but like that doesn't mean they're a bad person. And if they were to marry my brother, if I had a brother, I would definitely still invite them to my wedding. That's absurd. Yeah. If the only reason I didn't like them,
that's the only thing,
is because I don't have the same hobbies as them. What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Insane. Okay. Brother-in-law messages my partner a couple of days ago and says that I can come to the wedding, but there will be no accommodations. Which is to say, I have a life-threatening peanut allergy and they won't even go as far as to share that info with the venue. If I want to eat, I should do it before the wedding. If they end up putting peanuts on the menu, I should just keep my EpiPen handy and hope that no one breathes on me. They suck.
Oh my God.
I have no idea where this story is going.
Yeah.
My partner is appalled and finally stands up for me. He says that if groom wants to risk my life and the life of our unborn child, then it would be much easier if we then it would be much easier if we simply didn't attend and groom finds himself a new best man. We love a supportive husband.
Heck yes.
I'm so used to like shitty husbands after reading Reddit stories that like when a husband does the absolute bare minimum, I'm like,
hell yeah, honey.
King shit.
That's the king I married.
Her husband said that he's also disappointed because groom was never like this before, and when did he become such a monster? Groom turns on a dime and says, "You're right, I'm so sorry. I'm being really out of line right now. We'll figure something out." Oh, I'm getting whiplash over here.
Shut the front door.
Today, groom figured something out. He's leaving his fiancée this Saturday. There will be no wedding. What is happening? I'm jumping for joy, not even because of the way Bridezilla treated me. People don't have to be forced to like anyone they don't want to like. Queen. And it's their wedding to conduct as they see fit.
Of course.
I love her. I'm just happy that if I'm not invited or welcome, my partner would duck out. You see, I'm delighted because my wonderful niece no longer has to have that nightmare of a woman as a stepmother. Now she and her father can finally start rebuilding their relationship, which was once lovely and has suffered immensely since Bridezilla came into their lives. Here's the kicker. It turns out the reason no wedding date had been set yet is because Bridezilla ran up a bunch of credit card debt for both her and groom by buying herself fancy clothes and meals and trying to live like rich people. And there was no...
Who they hate.
Yeah. And there was no money left to even secure the deposit on the restaurant. They weren't even broke because they already spent all their money on the wedding or their planned honeymoon to Bermuda. This whole time, those were expensive dreams that were never realistically going to happen. In the end, Bridezilla was just trying to make her dream wedding as affordable as possible by minimizing the number of guests from groom's side. Hence why I, and apparently a few other people, were rejected. Maybe now that she's about to be single, she can just marry herself or something.
And only have her side at the wedding.
I'm sure she can open up another credit card and swing that. Damn! Why do I feel like Gossip Girl is reading this?
Yeah.
XOXO. And that's what you get for being the bitch of the Upper East Side. XOXO. She said, edit. Groom couldn't wait until Saturday, so he dumped her last night and is staying with mother-in-law. He feels bad about now being a 40-year-old man who lives with his mother, and that's partly what stopped him from leaving sooner. But life happens, dude. We all respect him a lot more now, and he's not being such a tosser anymore. Wow. That was so all over the place. Holy shit. Okay.
I kind of thought from the title that it was going to be like an elaborate setup. Like,
yes.
Oh, we planned this engagement and wedding for like some crazy reason. Like the movie The Proposal with Sandra Bullock. Like, I thought that was going to be this type of thing.
Yeah.
But no, this is just like, we really were going to get married. We just screwed up.
Wow. Okay. Crazy. I don't even know if I have any thoughts. I'm just sitting in it right
only
now.
thought is like he came to his senses, and it's a crazy story, but like,
yeah,
it ended the way it should have ended. We're good, right?
Let's just like also congratulate OP, her husband, and groom for all being able to make, well, I guess OP and the husband didn't make a mistake, but the groom made a mistake. Mm-hmm. And then OP and the husband were reasonable.
Right.
OP said, if you don't like me, that's fine. It's your wedding. Go off.
Yeah.
The husband said, if you're not going to accommodate my wife, I'm not going. And the brother was like, you're right. And then the whole situation was resolved?
It just like fell into place. Like normally we read these stories and they're so crazy and people like spiral and go off and families are cut apart. But everyone like came to their senses here. Yeah. And I just want to congratulate this family on a job well done.
Wow. The fact that they were able to be reasonable and then make a decision that didn't ruin their lives.
What is that thing you always say? Honest and open
and honest communication.
Yeah, they had that and things fell into place.
Let's clap it up. Okay.
Congratulations
Love
to
you
Opie
guys.
and your family and to your little niece.
Wow.
I love this. I love that the niece was the first one to say no to being in the wedding.
Crazy.
A queen, a generational queen. I love that.
Me too.
We didn't even have to talk about it. It just fell into place.
Yeah.
Thank you for a happy end. A true storybook ending. Fairy tales are real.
Wow. Here's an interesting one. I randomly put my hand inside my husband's pant pocket and pulled out a number. This happened last night. He came back from work.
I'm just picturing like a deli number.
It was number 4.
Number 4, your cheese is ready.
That would be so funny. Wow.
I think I'm going to start writing stories like these and sending them to you so that you don't read them ahead of time, and then that's how they end. Sorry, continue. Pulled out a number.
This happened last night. He came back from work and I made dinner. He was still in his work pants, and while we were hugging, I randomly put my hand inside his back pocket and grabbed a piece of paper and pulled it out. It said deli. No, just kidding.
It said deli number 42.
Sorry. We can't make fun of her. We have to actually read.
Sorry.
It was a random phone number with a heart drawing on the back. I looked at him and was like, WTF? He said he had no idea what it was or how it got there. He did claim there was this female coworker who was trying to hit on him and must have sneaked the number inside.
But how? Feel her?
Sorry. But how? How was she able to sneak it inside? He swore up and down he did nothing and that if he had bad intentions, he would have concealed the number immediately. He's avoiding me now for some reason, and I feel unsure what to make of this.
It's a little sus.
She edited just to say that she wasn't searching his pockets. She was just hugging him and wanted to touch him. That's all. Okay, yeah, that's like that's extremely totally normal. Yeah.
Wow. This is giving like that work wife vibe.
I know.
I don't like that. Like, maybe it's true. No, it's probably not true. It's probably not. He's probably... Why would he have that number in his pocket?
Yeah, I feel like if his story was real, like, I feel like you would have been able to tell.
Yeah.
Because if somebody pulled out a random number... I just think that if that happened to most people and they actually had no idea where it came from, they'd be like, wait, where did you get that? Like, if this happened to me, if my boyfriend or husband pulled out a number from my pant pocket and I didn't know it was there, I would be like, wait, what is that? And they'd be like, I just got this in your pocket. I'd be like, no, you fucking didn't. I'd be like, what are you doing? Is this a joke? Like, I
just found this where? In your pocket.
I literally would turn it on them and I'd be like, that was not in my pocket.
Right.
And if they were like, yes, it was. I just put my hand in your pocket and I got it. I'd be like, you're fucking lying. Like, right. I would literally not believe that.
And then if you had proof, like if you really felt your wife like pull it out of your pocket and you're like, oh shit, that really was in my pocket, it wouldn't immediately be like, well, it's from my coworker.
Yeah, I seriously would be like,
a deer in headlights, coworker.
I would be like, when did you put that in? I would be like, is this like a prank? Like, bring out the cameras. I'd be like, did you put that in there like this morning? Yeah. I would be so confused. And then then I think my like thought after realizing that my husband was not kidding and he actually didn't do it, then I would think and be like, well, how else could it have possibly gotten there? I have literally no idea. I would be like, are these my pants? Did I borrow my friend's pants?
I was just going to say, I would be like, well, my friends wear my clothes a lot.
Yeah.
Like I would literally think that.
Yeah. Or I'd be like, did I wear the pants to the bar and my friend handed me her phone and I put like, I would.
I would not be like coworker.
Yeah.
No and then way.
If it was the coworker, I feel like you would be able to see it in his face. Like there's no way he's that good of an actor that he would be able to fake it, that he'd be like, oh my God. Like I seriously think I would be like, holy shit. This guy at work was asking me for my number all day and trying to give me his number and I refused to take it. I bet that stupid like man slipped it in my back pocket.
Right.
Like, I seriously think you'd be able to tell if your husband was lying about that.
And also, like, I mean, I don't know what people's pant pockets are like, but I would feel someone putting a small slip of paper in my back pocket. Because if it's not a loose pocket,
it might be for a man's work pants.
Yeah, I guess. To me, like, I picture, because I work in a doctor's office, I picture work pants like fitted pants.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
Work pants could also be like baggy, like construction work pants.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I picture fitted pants where you have like a pocket that's like flat to your butt and like slipping a piece of paper, if you want it to go in, you have to like push it in.
Yeah.
So like you would feel that.
Yeah.
This is fake news.
I know. I think he's lying. And then the fact that that he immediately remembered the work girl trying to hit on him. And then now he's avoiding you? I think the proof is in the pudding. He's digging his own grave. He is lying. Top comment on Reddit. Text the number. See where it goes.
Google the number, too.
Yeah, Google the number.
Why am I on a Google kick right now?
Yes.
No, but I mean, I Google every number. Like today I got a phone call from an area code that's like around ours, and I didn't answer, and I Googled it. I mean, it was spam.
Oh my God, I've never done that.
You don't Google every phone number that calls you?
No, I don't even think about it. I just let it go and I never think about it again. Should I start?
No, because they're usually spam, but I do it.
I usually have my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I don't even see them.
No, I don't. And then I'm like, oh, who is this missed call from?
Unless it's like a 215 and I know it's a
and that's
Philly
what it
number.
was. So today it was a 215 number and I was like, I don't know if this is like a work, like Usually people call my work phone, but I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, if it's
so
not
I
a Philly
Googled it.
area code, I don't even think twice about it.
Yeah,
but
so
yeah,
it
that
was,
makes sense.
It was a Philly area code, so that's why I looked it up.
Anyway, yeah, she should text the number.
Absolutely.
I also think that if this happened to me and some male coworker actually slipped his number in my back pocket, I'd be like, that fucking dickhead. And I'd grab it and I'd like, well, I would look at it first and then I would like rip it up and I'd be like, dude. And then I would look him up on Instagram and I would show my husband, like, give your husband the tea, be like, this is the dickhead that did it to me.
Oh, I would like go to work and have them pull the security footage.
Yeah.
I did that one time. Someone left a note on my car when I was working at like a private practice office.
Wow.
So I like knew the people that had access to security. It was just like a nice note. It was like, oh, like great style, like great car. It was just like a nice note. But I made the girl pull security and I was like, can you see who put that on my car? And she's like, where were you parked? And like, because that's how crazy I am.
Yeah.
But like, I would totally go into work and be like, call security.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting security camera footage.
That's so creepy. Someone said, plot twist, it says, hey, it's George. I had a crush on you for a while and I knew you would find my number in your husband's back pocket. Hit me up. Let's Netflix and chill.
Plot twist, you flip it over and it says,
I knew you would find my number in your husband's back pocket.
No, a better plot twist would be like you flip it over and it says Jake from State Farm.
You should text the number and be like, hey, or I don't even know what you should say. Like, should you say it's your husband's name?
You should just be like, yeah, like, hey, it's George. Not sure who, like, can't remember. I don't know, like, just like something that can't remember where I got the number from. Who is this?
What could they actually say? Like, what could the wife text this woman or this potential woman that she's not saying that it's her husband's name, but she's not, I don't know. But she's leaving it open-ended enough for the woman to tell her.
Oh my God. Hey, found the number in the pocket, winky face. Who is this?
But what if the husband put it in the pocket?
Shit.
Because, like, what if the coworker just gave the husband her number?
Just getting around to this, winky face.
Yes, you should say, like, yeah. I feel like you could say
something like about just getting around to it.
Yeah.
And then, like,
oh, you could be like, yeah, hey, just getting around to this. Like, hope you had a good day. And then, comma, BTW, can you send me your first and last name so I can add it to my contacts? I feel like old people would say that, or I don't even think that'd be weird. Like, yes,
I say it all the time.
Really?
If I meet someone, like, even if it's a girl, whatever, in a group of friends, and I have to save their number, I majority of the time, like, if I had a couple of drinks or whatever, just don't even remember their name by the end of like the hangout session. And if they're like, oh, save my number, or I'll be like, yeah, just text me your full name.
Yeah. If your husband works with her and he would already know her first and last name, you could text her and be like, hey, by the way, what's your Instagram? And then she'll tell you the Instagram handle, thinking that this hot guy from work is going to follow her.
You can also save, I mean, I don't know how adult these people are, but you can also save the number in your phone and eventually you'll get a Snapchat suggestion.
Yeah. Wait, I'm wondering, like, what happened next? Like, she pulled it out. They were about to sit down for dinner. Now she has it, and she's like, oh, he's just avoiding her. But she has the number. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe, like, someone took it from them.
Ew, it's so fucking sus. The other top comment was, ask him to text in front of you and watch the reaction. That's also a good point.
That's a good one. Wait, sorry.
I'm so sorry. I hate this. I'm so sorry. Your husband's cheating on you. I'm so sorry.
Absolutely have him text it. But sorry, I just thought of something so funny. I'm picturing this piece of paper like as if it's a fortune cookie paper, like a long rectangle. I don't know why.
Oh, a long rectangle. Yeah.
Yeah, like a little long rectangle, like a fortune cookie. And I just... One time we had Chinese food at my house, like, for dinner, and Kelly was just, like, holding up her fortune, and our friend's dog just, like, took it and swallowed it.
Yeah.
Just, like,
what the hell?
I'm like, when you said what happened next, I literally just pictured a dog taking the number and swallowing.
He literally took my whole fortune.
Not the cookie, the piece of paper, and swallowed it.
I was like, shit. Okay, what a fortune. What a future.
But, like, that's when you were just like, what happened next? I just pictured a big dog just coming and taking it and swallowing the number.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry to OP. That's what I mean. Your husband's cheating on you. I hate to be the one to tell you. I guess I'm not the one to tell you.
And if he hasn't started yet, he just got the number to try. So get ahead.
True. Okay, here's another crazy story. Oh, I love crazy stories. 25 male, 24 female. I don't know what to do about this insanely weird thing I found.
How weird.
Hi, I'm 22 female. I have 2 brothers, 25 male, Bryson, and 32 male, Jake. Jake found out his ex-wife had been cheating on him about a year and a half ago. They didn't have any kids, so the divorce was simple. Around the time their divorce was finalized, Jake started dating Melanie, 24 female. Melanie has been friends with Bryson since middle school. He's never said it out loud, but it's been obvious that he's had a thing for her for a very long time, and his feelings were never reciprocated. At least, it's obvious to me. Maybe it's not obvious to other people. Anyway, Jake and Melanie have been dating at this point for about 9 months. As far as I know, Bryson has never said anything about it and has never acted like he had an issue with it. They go to family events all the time. He's friendly with both of them, acts totally normal. Here's the weird part. My laptop broke and I needed to attend a meeting for work. So I asked my brother Bryson if I could borrow his laptop. He said sure and he lent it to me. At one point, I accidentally minimized the window and I was looking for it. I accidentally opened up a folder that he had minimized, but not closed all the way out. It was filled, absolutely filled, with every picture, post, comment that Melanie has ever put on social media. There are pictures of her where it doesn't look like she's looking, pictures of her taken far away, pictures of her from years and years ago. It was a lot, like seriously a lot of these pictures. I didn't want to be nosy, so I didn't look that much, but I saw enough to know that it was a lot. Is he stalking her? I definitely don't think this is normal. Who do I tell? I don't want him to think I was snooping on purpose, but at the same time, it was strange. What do I do?
Okay.
Your brother has hundreds of photos of his brother's girlfriend.
Yeah, that's insane. Real quick, this would be a really good prank to pull on someone if, like, you needed to borrow my laptop and you're like, hey, can I borrow your laptop? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I just, like, somehow had filled, like, a whole folder of, like, pictures of Jimmy. And I was like... Yeah, here, use my laptop. And you just, like, opened it one day and you were like, yeah. Why is Erin stalking Jimmy?
It would be a funny prank.
I know that this is not, but that is a really good prank if you're in a prank war.
That's true.
This is probably not a prank. Someone needs to tell Melanie.
It's terrifying. You know what? I have no idea what you should do. I'm going to read the top comment. Don't feel bad for knowing what to do about this insanely weird thing you found because I don't know what to do about it either. Oh, thank God. I seriously was like, I don't have one piece of advice.
I was going to lose sleep over this if I was the only person that didn't know what to do.
I'm twice your age and I've seen some shit. This question may be above Reddit's pay grade.
I am not getting paid enough to give advice on this situation.
I think a lot about what to do next depends on the personalities of the people involved. So I've got a few questions. You know everyone in this story better than we do, so you're in the best position to have an educated guess on how they'll react. What's Bryson like in general? If you spoke to him about this, first, do you think he'd get angry and defensive or embarrassed and contrite? If it's the former, don't talk to him yet. Do you think he's a potential danger for Melanie? What's Jake's relationship with his brother? If you spoke to him about it first, do you think he'd react angrily and go attack him? Or would he try to be understanding and sympathetic? If it's the former, don't talk to him yet either. Ultimately, Melanie needs to know about this. Someone is going to have to tell her eventually. How well do you know her? Do you think she would panic if told this information, or do you think she could take it in stride? Basically, you have 3 options for who to talk to first, and if I were in your shoes, my decision would be based on who I thought would react the calmest. If Melanie seems like the think things through before reacting type, then she might be your best bet. She can decide how comfortable she is being around Bryson, and she can also help you break the news to Jake. If she's likely to panic, then I wouldn't tell her yet, or the situation will get out of control very quickly. But like I said, she does need to know sooner rather than later. If Jake is normally the calm one, tell him and he can help you figure out how to talk to Melanie. Unless you are 100% sure that Bryson is harmless and will not react badly, I strongly recommend against talking to him first, though. Wow, what a good answer.
That was a really good
This person should have a podcast.
That was a really good plan. I would have never thought about that. Now that I've heard them lay out the options, I definitely think Melanie is probably your best option because she, you know what? I'm not trying to throw shade here, but I'm going to do it. Men react way more spastic than women do. I don't care what anyone says about women being crazy. Like, maybe in the long run, they can be more, like, manipulative or, like, crazy about things. But, like, in a situation like this, you tell the one that's doing the stalking he's going to blow up. You saw it. You tell the brother he's going to blow up on the stalker. Like,
well, no. He might.
I just feel like they will.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like in this situation, if he's protective of his girlfriend, he's going to be like, what the actual frick is going on here?
True.
And he's going to blow up at the brother. The brother's then going to blow up that he was caught in stalking. Like, this is going to go insane. I really think that your best bet is to sit Melanie down alone, the two of you, and be like, I'm scared too. Yeah. Let's figure this out together rationally. And tell her why you went to her and not the men.
Yeah.
Not that I'm throwing shade at men. It's just that men deserve to be thrown shade at.
I thought you were going to say men deserve no respect. Just kidding.
No, it's just International Women's Month and like...
Yeah, this is very hard. I do think that that's quite possible. So I think that OP should be able to figure that out, like if they will react like that based on the questions that the top comment presented.
I just feel too, though, like you never know how a crazy person is going to react. Like we talked about these people that just snap and kill people earlier. Like you didn't think that your brother was a stalker either, but here we are.
That is so true.
No one thinks their brother is going to kill someone. No one thinks their boyfriend's going to stalk someone. Like you don't know. No one knows these people. This is why we don't trust anyone.
That is so scary.
Like I said,
we don't know anyone. Like, do we truly know someone?
Why do you think I asked my boyfriend after multiple years and years and years, how do I know you're not going to kill me? You don't know.
You don't know that.
And how do I now not know that your brother's not stalking me? You don't know.
Yeah.
This is terrifying. You got to talk to Melanie. You can't talk to anyone else.
Yeah. Damn, I wish there was an update on this.
So invested. That's
crazy.
Wild. I need to know. Wow.
I really feel shooketh right now.
That's just like a mic drop one.
I know that a lot of people probably say this about the people that betray them, but I do think that you just meet some people in life and you just vibe with them on a different level. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, I do trust you and I do really want to spend time with you. And I feel like that has happened to me with a very small amount of guys and quite a few girlfriends of mine. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we shouldn't get scared of people, but it's always healthy to have a reasonable amount of caution. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was going to say suspicion. That might not be the right word.
Yeah. I'm not saying you have to put your wall up, but like have a gate up at the beginning. Yeah. Just a little gate. It's easy to open. You can see through it.
Yeah.
But you're safe.
And just keep in mind that trust takes time. So you don't have to trust every single thing that somebody says to you the first few times you meet them.
Absolutely.
Take time to build that trust, especially about serious topics. Yeah. Ooh, I am literally shook. I don't even know how to act right now.
I know. I'm
going to go delete every account I have.
Yeah, I'm just going to... You won't be able to Google me anymore sometime soon. Yikes. Wow. Okay.
I want to do more crazy stories like this. I'm going to keep gathering them.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Hope you guys liked this episode.
Please
tell us what you
think.
Many
of these stories. Yeah. I need to know. Because you and I love these crazy stories, but like the people that like comment on our episodes normally are like, you're so upbeat and positive and I love it, and here we are like
serial killers
and you can't trust anyone, and oh my god, all these people are lying. So like, is this a good episode?
We can put a positive twist on it. It's okay that some people aren't trustworthy. That doesn't mean everyone's bad.
Right. I trust Kelly. Do you trust me?
Wait, there's this hilarious screen grab of a picture of me and Trish from an episode we recorded recently. And you know how like when you pause a video, sometimes you just pause on the most unflattering or like weird face or just like goofy thing. Trish is looking at me like she's going to kill me, and I'm like,
can we trust her?
It's so funny. I sent it in our podcast group chat and I was like, do I need to watch my back?
Oh my god. Trisha, can we trust you?
Yeah, I think we can.
We've known her since out the womb too. Well, you haven't known her. She's known you since out the womb.
Yeah.
I've known Trisha since I was just shy of 25 days shy of a year.
We sound like an old person. Like, I've known her.
Oh, we go way back.
Wait, yeah, just to clarify, on the last episode I recorded with Rebecca, she was like, do people know that you're sisters? And like, I don't know, because we said it in the beginning. Erin and I are sisters. Trisha, our other co-host, is our cousin.
Yes.
And then Jimmy and Rebecca are just friends of ours.
Good friends from college.
Yeah. So that's the relationship. I feel like that does give some sort of like
explanation.
Yeah.
And it definitely gives a lot of clarity to why a lot of what we say, and especially what Trisha says, is like, oh, well, growing up we did X, Y, and Z. Because I say that to you, Trisha says that to you. It's because the three of us grew up together.
Yeah, that's why I love doing family drama topics with her, because we just like, we're like, if this happened with our aunt or whatever.
Right,
like,
because no matter what the family drama is, Trisha's on, like, we're all on the same side. We're all like there. But
I can't wait to feud finally. That's what me and Jimmy
I can't
always
wait
say.
to fight.
Jimmy's like, are we going to fight on this episode? I'm like, I hope so.
I
so yeah, if you disagree with us, please tell us.
Yeah.
Nicely.
Give us
please.
something. No, but like give us something to fight about.
Yeah. No, I do feel like we get a lot of comments where people disagree with us and they're making really good points. And then I read the comments that disagree and I'm like, that's so true. I'm like, that is a great point.
Yeah.
So please comment whether you agree or not. Cool. Okay.
Yay.
Hope you guys love this episode as much as we did. Please subscribe to our podcast and share it with your friends. That would be awesome.
Yay.
We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.